Good evening. Michelle asked me to share a little bit about my coaching practice with horses. We call this equine facilitated learning. And I'd like to tell you a bit about what we do and why we work with horses. The horses that I co-create with are homed at the Earth Center in Reimsich on the west side of town. I work with a horsewoman there who oversees the care of the herd, called Natalie. And I was first introduced to working with Natalie and the herd there about 4 years ago, when they were offering a workshop with business leaders through one of the business schools. And one of the reasons that we choose to work with horses is because it's almost as if it were a magical experience. These large herbivores are masters of living very consciously in the present and in close connection with their fellow herd members. They naturally reflect back to us our own personal and relational dynamics. They may reflect incongruities in emotion and intention, for instance, but they also highlight strengths and ways for us to shine, which we may not yet have discovered. This happens at a non-verbal level, and in this engagement, our awareness is expanded at the same time that our self-confidence grows. And so in our workshops with the herd, who number 19 horses and 2 donkeys at the Earth Center, we will have the opportunity to gently take stock of what is happening in our world, what is happening in our life, to orientate ourselves within our personal and larger worlds. We will reevaluate what our understanding of social and personal safety is, having an experience of global instability and fear, and how creating such social and personal safety could ripple out into the world. The immersion in the nature-rich setting and the herd of horses that will share the time and space with us when we work there will allow clients to nurture themselves, to be replenished, to let your mind rest in your heart like it was resting in a hammock. That is part of the invitation that we offer to our clients, to come into that space, almost like a stepping off the world, the rush, the noise. We step away from that just for a short while to get in tune with ourselves. And the horses beautifully mirror all of this back to us, where we really are at, where we are, how we are congruent or incongruent in our lifestyle and in our relationships. So the horses live as a herd. They live together in an open stable, which means they have shelter, but not individual boxes to step into at night or when they're not riding. Our sessions involve no horseback riding. We have our 2 feet firmly on the ground alongside the 4 hooves of the horse. What we get to do is observe initially how the herd live together and how they care for each other. There's a very definite matriarch and patriarch of the herd, and they definitely will step up when some of the younger members of the herd are misbehaving or trying to throw their toys out of the proverbial cot in human terms. They will be knocked into their rightful place within the herd to ensure that each member of the herd is able to graze, is able to cool down. In turn, each of them can get to water. There's plenty of grazing for them both with the grass that is growing and with the hay. But just noticing how they live alongside each other in this huge shared space enables us to notice how they behave and respect one another. There's a huge human lesson in that. And certainly if one horse wants to move into the area of another horse where the second horse is eating, and he hasn't asked permission of, may I join you in horse behavior, the second horse will definitely make it known if he or she is uncomfortable about it, or very accepting if they're not fazed by it. If they feel respected and are feeling restful and easeful themselves, they'll move along a little bit to let the other one come along and share. Be sure that there's always at least one of the herd taking their turn across the day and the night to make sure they're scanning the space that they live in for being safe. They are amazingly attuned to who is entering and leaving the property, and who is coming with a caring, nurturing energy into their space, and who is coming with force and or negative motivation. And so they feed back amongst themselves through their behavior. And of course, with horse specialists like Natalie, my colleague, I have been on a steep learning curve of learning to notice the very minutest of changes in the horse's behavior. Their huge size of plus minus 1,000 kilograms of weight, you can see the big movements quickly. A stamping of feet, a snarling, and even a showing of teeth to each other if they are nose out of joint. But equally the gentle nurturing, the moving over to another paddock to check where a best friend is. All of this behavior shows up as a mirror of our human behavior. We do a number of different exercises that fit the focus of each of our sessions, whether it's a group team that we're working with, which is predominantly around collaboration and leadership, or it might be an individual session where I've invited one of my clients to come out to spend time with the horses in their very nurturing, gentle way. And so one of the exercises might be to groom a horse. Grooming isn't a requirement for a horse's best life, but wow, they enjoy it, like we might enjoy a great massage. And so, but we can't assume that each horse wants to be groomed. And so from the heart space, we ask, may I come and groom you? And we wait for that response in the behavior of the horse to see whether he or she is happy to have their body massaged through grooming. We invite the client to have a heart-to-heart conversation. And as they enter that conversation, which may include words being expressed or be completely silent, somehow the touch of the horse, being close to his very large heart, being close to those beautiful big eyes, and feeling his nurturing energy. Emotions can flow, release can come. If you are sharing your authentic heart with the horse, they will nurture you with authenticity back. That said, if you're trying to cover up and be brave and put on a face and show the horse what you know, they will pick up that incongruent, masquerading behavior very quickly and really show you that they're not comfortable having you in their space. When we are working closely and intimately with the horses, of course, we as the facilitators of the process are very nearby, so that if the client is not seeing the behavior, we will step in for both the person and the horse's safety. Another practice that we often do with our clients is one of leading. So each of the horses will have a bridle on up in the paddock, and we invite the client to take a lead and choose a horse that they would like to lead down to the other paddock. How they go about getting close to the horse, being able to hook on the lead to the bridle, is all about how we go about entering the energetic as well as physical space of another human being as we enter the horse's space. It's not a given that the horse is just going to come with us. It's not a given in our human communities that people will equally just do what we want. And so they get very clear feedback if they are inviting the horse to work with them as opposed to making demands on the horse. Of course, if you make very clear demands on a horse, you may get compliant behavior, just as you might get compliant behavior from a fellow human being. But will there be more? Will you get more than what you asked for? Probably not when we exert authority and power. However, if we have an explanation, if we work collaboratively, we can get their buy-in and we work together and achieve the same goal. And from there, friendship, relationship can build. And we can see the difference in the horse's energy. A horse will make it very clear. 1,000 kilograms of gentle movement or 1,000 kilograms of solid, I'm not moving. And with that, we create the opportunity to have a conversation how that kind of behavior and interaction shows up in the client's personal and professional life, which then provokes or motivates an in-depth reflection on how they are authentically showing up or not in their working and personal relationships. And from there, we can start building with that insight. So why do we work with horses? Well, it's beautiful to be out in God's creation with animals who have so much to teach us. It's beautiful to be able to breathe fresh air in nature. But most of all, it's amazing what horses can teach us in an hour that might take many months or even years in the coaching or counseling space. It's my privilege to work as part of the equine facilitated learning team out at Earth Center. And if you're interested in joining one of our workshops or having a coaching session with the horses, please do contact me, and I'd love to take you on this journey. Thank you for entering one part of my working world, which I so enjoy sharing with others. Bye-bye for now.